Hello there! Welcome back to the Nerdery. I must have been deemed fit by Apocalypse himself because I found him in the wild this week at a Target. This episode will ask and answer the question, can I slide the Age of Apocalypse into my 90s X-Men display? Apocalypse in the Nerdery commence. What a hefty figure. Oh my goodness, let's take a look at this box. Top of the packaging, you have the Age of Apocalypse logo, then the Marvel Legends series logo. Scrolling down, you can see the monster Apocalypse figure, a very surly face, a skull, and he's got an additional hand in there with him. Bottom has the X-Men logo and Marvel's Apocalypse. Flipping to the side, let's all enjoy this sweet Age of Apocalypse art. Moving to the back, you have just some epic toy photography of Apocalypse holding that skull with his surly face and his description. Apocalypse launches an offensive against humankind in pursuit of a world where mutants rule, and only the strong survive. Apocalypse is En Sabah Nur, which translates to the morning light. He's believed to be one of Earth's first mutants, if not the very first mutant. His abilities include superhuman speed, strength and stamina, genius-level intellect, healing factor. He can manipulate matter, energy, and molecules. He's able to augment the powers of other mutants, can transfer his consciousness or shapeshift, and many, many more. Apocalypse sees himself as the father of mutant kind. He believes in survival of the fittest, whereas Magneto wants Homo Superior to take over. Oh my god, dude, look how big this guy is. Apocalypse is supposed to be 7 foot tall, and he is just so cool out of box. If you guys will indulge me, let's have some scale playtime and see how he measures up to some of the other large figures in the Nerdery. His Dark Beast, Apocalypse, and the Juggernaut. Man, he's awesome, dude. Juggernaut still towers over him, but at 7 feet, Apocalypse is the real deal, and he looks great with Juggernaut and Dark Beast. What do you guys think? Take a look at Apocalypse with Warpath, Venom, and one of my favorite figures of 2019, the She-Hulk. So if he's 7 foot tall, that means these other figures are around 6'10", 6'11". Warpath, I believe, is supposed to scale at about 6'10", so Apocalypse looks to tower over him, even though he's only a couple inches taller. Love the scale on these figures, and I do appreciate the bulk and intimidation of Apocalypse, because he should be a frightening figure, man. Apocalypse's face right out of the box is awesome, man. It's a menacing, deep villain laugh. You can tell he's really enjoying himself. His red armor here does limit head tilt, though. You get a little bit up, you get some down, which he's kind of hiding his mouth. I don't know, maybe he's got some water or snacks in there. Doesn't get much side to side, but that's because of the armor. And I think with him, man, like normally I really like head tilt, but with this guy, do you really need anything other than that face? Really, really appreciate his red eyes and then the blue lines around his lips and chin going all the way to the side of his face. Back of the helmet is a shiny metallic blue. Let's check out his other head. Whoop. So as I mentioned earlier, this piece comes off. You have a peg and then a hole there, which will hold it in place. All right, snaps in nicely. So this is the same sculpt and coloration as the first face. Instead of his maniacal laugh, you just have him grimacing at you. I would not want to be making eye contact with Apocalypse while he's making this face, because you know you're in deep doo-doo. Holy cow. Brow is furrowed. His whole face is just grimaced, and then you could just see that massive scowl with no teeth. He comes with these awesome shoulder pads, which are plugged in. I do appreciate that, because it allows you to move them, which allows you to have good shoulder articulation. You can actually do a full 360, and it comes all the way out. You do have a bicep cut as well. Again, further great articulation for a big figure. However, we are limited at the elbow because of this huge gauntlet and his massive gun show here. We can't even get it to a 90-degree angle. However, this figure isn't probably as much about how you're posing the arms as it is just the whole figure and the entire intimidation that Apocalypse provides. His gauntlets are a bright red with a yellow dot in the middle. I think it all looks great with his grayish skin. You do get a full 360-degree rotation with this fist, even though you have a gauntlet there, but you don't get any inflection up and down or side to side with it. This hand comes open out of the box to hold his skull, and you do get a little bit of inflection side to side with it, and it will rotate 360 degrees. Also comes with this human skull that fits nicely into his hands, like he was about to crush it with his bare hands. Oh my god, dude. Maniacal laugh while he's holding a skull. This dude is so awesome, man. Figure is already exceeding my expectations. Are you a god? Stay tuned to the end to find out my answer. Next, have a dark blue matching his shoulder pads, but once you get to his midriff area, it's a really cool light ice blue. All of it has a nice metallic sheen to it, and it just looks so cool. The dark blue, the light blue, and the red. Love the colors they picked with it. Has a good swivel. Ooh, tilts all the way down and comes back nicely. Great articulation for a figure this size. He does have some pretty sweet underoos with red detail. Comes with a thigh cut and a double pin joint with the knee. Really good flexibility for a big guy here, only limited by this boot. 2 red stripes down the thigh. His boot brings in a 4th color, which is a shiny metallic silver, and it looks great with the light blue and red. Love the contrast it provides. Boot has articulation back, a little bit forward, and rocks nicely side to side. Towering over Magneto, Scarlet Witch, and Gambit. Gambit is still probably my favorite 90s X-Men figure. I'm not saying he's the best, I just think he might be my favorite, but he looks awesome with these. Can he fit in with the 90s X-Men display? Let's see a couple more and you guys tell me. With my 90s X-Men 3-pack, Jean Grey, Wolverine, and everybody's favorite tool, Cyclops. Oh dude, he looks awesome with them. I love the way the blue and the red interacts with the X-Men colors, especially Cyclops' bomber jacket. Ooh man, can he fit in with my 90s X-Men display? I think so, but let's check out one more scale and you guys tell me the final. So here's Apocalypse with Sunfire, Forge, and Archangel. I love the way Archangel looks with Apocalypse. The colors are very similar. That red is almost spot on. Archangel's blue is more of a cubby blue, but it kind of matches the blue metallic shoulder pads on Apocalypse. I think they look awesome together. Final verdict coming up. Apocalypse a god? Well, we all know if somebody asks you if you're a god, you gotta say yes, right? And he's clearly gonna say yes, and I am not gonna argue with him, especially how he scales at 7 feet. What do you guys think? Can he fit into my 90s X-Men display, even though he technically isn't the same version as the 90s X-Men character? Absolutely he can fit in. Yeah, it's slightly different, and it doesn't have the purple-blue color scheme of the series, but he's an incredible figure. He looks awesome with the rest of my 90s X-Men, and who am I to take joy away from myself for just a small technicality like that? 100% he's going in the 90s X-Men display, and he's going to look incredible. I love him, man. This figure is way better than I expected. I thought he'd be really cool and it was a must-have, but now that I have him, man, he might be one of the best Marvel Legends figures of 2020. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and let me know if you agree that he would fit in well with a 90s X-Men display. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to join the noble quest of building this action figure collection. See you real soon.